I want to say an update on the administration concerning the government access channel. We're going to delay that until the 18th of this month. Item number 2 is to hear from the administration concerning gateways and marketing of the city of Alexandria. I think the refer to Mr. Bill Hicks. Mr. Hicks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon. To brief you on the efforts of the administration on our gateway promotional signage, there's 2 aspects to it that we need to talk about. One is a true gateway signage is much more than a temp. Somebody took a spill, but I think we're okay. Okay. A true gateway signage is a more formal type of a sign that it's not a billboard, and it's a sign that is permanent, placed in locations that are strategic to the area where folks are coming into the city. And so the first part of my report is to discuss about these more formal gateway signs, and because they're more formal, they involve landscaping as well as just the signage. And because of that, the expense for these signs are higher than one would think a standard sign would be. The administration has been working with Darren Green, urban forester, on this project, and also with GATA, who has graciously agreed to help assist in funding of this. The locations that were selected are I-49 at Martin Luther King and Lee, LA1 South at Willow Glen Road, and at the Jackson Street Bridge on the levee as you're coming into the city. These are the 3 locations that were selected so far. It has to be budget driven because the signage themselves is going to be approximately $36,000 for the signs. These are initial estimates and without bids. It's just going out and asking for all 3. For all 3. If you add in the landscaping and then irrigation, because you have to make sure that it continues to look good and so on, the potential is that it could be as much as $54,000 for 3 permanent signs. Again, these are estimates, and so we're ready to proceed with that, okay, that portion of it. The second aspect of signage is what I consider more of a promotional, informational type sign, and because throughout the year our promotions change dependent upon just what we're doing in the city, such as queuing in the red or an activity at the zoo or a downtown art walk. What I focused on was the actual use of billboards that are located around the city that folks who are traveling on the interstate and various other roadways will be able to read the signage, be able to make an informed choice of whether or not they want to go around the city or come into the city. One of the locations is on I-49 North, where, you know, if you just follow I-49 but you don't go into the city via MacArthur, you know, you don't know there's a zoo just on the other side of that bridge. So it gives an opportunity to inform out-of-town guests and also to inform folks from the region of just what we're doing here in Alexandria. I've identified 9 locations that could be used based on their location insofar as the interstate is concerned, and so Highway 1 and the various other arteries. I wanted to take the approach that we would have an agreement with Lamar Sign Company that we'd be able to change out these signs quickly, that we could do it on a monthly basis even if need be, to make sure that we don't have stale signage up there, and to be able to react to special events, special items of interest and so on. This can be accomplished. the cost of doing it all with 9 signs, assuming that it would be changed out monthly, is going to run somewhere in the neighborhood of $8,000 or $9,000 a month. That's the estimate that came in. Now, obviously, no one's saying we have to have 9 signs. I'm just saying this would be the ideal scenario to blanket the circumference of the area, the perimeter of the area. We don't necessarily have to be changing out on a monthly basis, but maybe we would. Each one of these factors would determine the cost. So the maximum cost is what I said would be about $8,000 or $9,000 per month if we go that route. I have a full report on this that I'd like to give to Chairman Lawson, and then if he'd be so kind to have copies made for each one of you, you can look it over and it'll give you much more information on what I'm talking about, and then let's put our heads together and decide just what you think we can afford and what we can't. I did talk to the CVB folks about this. The issue we have there is that we're promoting Alexandria exclusively, and they're the Alexandria Pineville CVB, so it's kind of difficult for them to partner with us without potentially creating some issues, and we didn't want to go there. So I'll turn this over to Chairman Lawson and welcome your feedback on it, and we can talk about it.
Thank you, Mr. Hess. Of course, what I'd be looking for is a co-op dollars with Gator Board, as you mentioned. They are marketing arm, and I'm very, very interested. I think we're the only major city in the state of Louisiana without a welcome to whatever sign, and I think it's long overdue. For us, the graphics and everything, and we identified, are we going to do RFPs? Well, for the billboards, it's it's endless what we can do because of the art department that's within the signage company. Insofar as our permanent signs are concerned, when this project was started, it was prior to our introduction of the new logo. So the new logo has to be incorporated into that signage. As far as a drawing, an artist rendering, that has to come. That has not been prepared yet that I'm aware of. But I would think that'd be the logical next step to present that to you and see what you think, if you're in agreement to that. That's what I'd like to see, is something that we can put up there. And even if you look at the thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars that I feel we're losing a month with sales tax, there's no encouragement to get people off the interstate. That's why I've been kind of yelling this. If you look at Alexandria, this looks like a little sleepy town coming off I-49. But something that's very, very attractive to get people off that may be passing through here. There's no more than, say, hundreds of shops waiting your exit here or something of that nature. Well, if you take I-49 north, instead of making that optional turnoff into MacArthur, you look what you miss. I mean, you miss our mall, we miss our zoo, we miss and it's I'm sure there's folks that would want to do that if they knew that was just over the bend. So excuse me, yeah, that's all right.
It's something that we might want to maybe look at, and maybe getting with our highway department to think about MacArthur Drive, maybe putting the signage up there that would say MacArthur Drive actually loops around the city, and maybe MacArthur Loop, and then that way people will be more enticed to maybe want to get off, because if they get off on MacArthur Drive, they know, well, if I keep going, I'll be back on 49 North, or I'll be back on 49 South. Yeah. Well, that's the point you bring up that is important, and we've heard it here before, where those of us that live here know where each road goes and we know how to get around, but those folks that are coming into our city or attempting to stop by, they don't have any idea. So you're right. It's almost like saying there's an exit ramp, and you can also get back on at the same time. It's not a bad idea at all. It's worth looking into.
East or west either, in Pineville, they joint venture.
Bill, you ever look at, how you talking about 8,000 to 9,000 a month? You ever look at permanent sites?
I talked to them about.
When we talking about, can we mention this to doing the enhancement in lower third, you know where that train used to cross? We were talking about putting an electronic type sign, you know, gateway, welcome to Alexandria, you need to get them if it's bad weather. That part when you're going to Marksville or coming in from Marksville, downtown, you know, like Elroy talking about designing that, you know, with electronic type. And I know we negotiating on the Superfund site over there, right off I-49. Which
Well-
if we ever finish, you know, we get those 30 acres and plus, that's right, right on the highway. How we used to, when you want to do billboards and signs, one time we were advertising in Baton Rouge. You understand?
Yeah.
We want to sell Alexandria.
Right.
We had signs, you know, come to Alexandria or something like that.
Barbecue
you know,
festival.
And
Sure.
so, barbecue festival and stuff like that. I could see us marketing other cities on the highway instead of spending $8,000 or $9,000, you know, just right here in Alexandria. I'd rather market that, you know, somewhere outside. Welcome to the queue on the red at a certain
Sure.
day. Baton Rouge, you know.
I understand what you're saying.
That
Promote the
Get
city.
them off of I-49 on MacArthur when they get to the circle.
Yes.
We got insurance, clothes, and printing.
Exit right, but power insurance,
Yeah, I knew that was
understand.
coming, that's right.
I like you see the, you know, piece still steady on.
Okay.
One thing I also noticed in major cities, they have kiosks, and it's oftentimes information about the city, the bed and breakfasts that are located in the city. I'd like us to work with Gator to develop something, put in the hotels. I think the CBB has one in the lobby, but they have one where it's kind of interactive now, where you can punch if you want to hear about the zoo, and the zoo picture will come up. Something
Okay.
like that. I'd like to see as a big,
All
become
right.
a lot more aggressive, maybe get
Okay.
with Gator and have come back and
will.
put something within the hotels to encourage those folks to get out of the hotel rooms after they finish for the day after the conferences. But I'm anxious about the marketing piece. I think we haven't done a very good job of doing it. I think you're on point, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The detailed report.
I just want to continue to ask for council's input. You know, please contact me. I'll be more than happy to contact you, but, you know, this is a joint decision, so, I mean, I need your guidance, just like you were giving me here now, to know just what direction that you wish me to take. So,
Another thing is, we have no, I'm gonna recognize Mr. Johnson, since we have no marketing piece, correct me if I'm wrong, do we have any pamphlet or anything
we have
speaks of
some,
the city?
we have some prototypes that we're working on that you haven't seen yet that we'll be passing out to council that it does just that, and it's we're on our way.
And market Alexander. I saw a piece that the Lieutenant Governor sent to me. I guess everyone may have gotten it. It was a nice book. Charles, you had something that you were passing out a few weeks ago. It was very, very nice too.
It was bourbon.
It wasn't bourbon. But hopefully we'll come up with something. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Then Mr. Hobbs.
Yeah, one of the things I know you worked on the directives, we've talked about how important this is for our city and community, but I think, Ms. Heston, all your works in deliberating and bringing this before the council and from the administration, I would like to go ahead and see us get this done. It's important to our city, it's important to our community. I know we've tossed this back and forth, we've been talking about this in committee, but I think we ought to go ahead and just set a timetable with you going ahead and getting your figures, getting all the information back.
Okay.
And within the next 2 to 4 weeks, bring your final analysis back to this council, because we've been talking about this for the last 2 years, and I'm ready to see our city community to move forward, and I would like to see us go ahead and take immediate action on this.
All right, well, why don't we talk about the last meeting of the year? You know, I'll be ready.
And also, probably with Lamar, you know, the advertising, we might can swap out, you know, the advertising on our buses.
Yeah,
And the
there's,
revenue we get off the buses, we might can offset it with some kind of deal with them, you know, for some of these billboards.
one of the things I discovered in talking with them is that the bench advertising and the bus stop advertising. If it's not committed to a particular month or a period of time, that under the agreement that we currently have, we're permitted to use that for free. There's no charge other than the artwork. And I wasn't aware of that, so that's something where, you know, rather than sitting empty, we can have some at no cost advertising on that too, just as a footnote to your discussion about the buses.
All righty, I think that just about covers everything. I see Ms. Jennings came in and was in a seminar, and they gave her great accolades on our newly instituted workforce piece that involves minority vendors doing business with the city. Wanted to come in. What was the young man's name? Burrell?
Martin Burrell.
Martin Burrell, who's a guru of such programs. He spoke very highly of the program that you helped develop, and wanted to commend you on that. Anything else needs to come before the Economic Development Committee? Hearing none, is it moved to adjourn?